everybody, it's Olga today with you, and recently I started making a lot of videos about business in Ukraine, and people start asking me about jobs in Ukraine. So in this video I'm talking about jobs in Ukraine for foreigners, so if you're interested, stay with me. The general message which I want to deliver you from the beginning: if you are a foreigner and you want to work in Ukraine, there is three things which you need to consider. First, Ukraine is not English-speaking country, and people here do not speak English. Social life is not in English, and you must learn Ukrainian or Russian language if you want to get actually most of the jobs. The second, but still language can be discussed, let's say like that, so this is not the main condition. The second thing, that you need to accept low salary. Ukraine is not a rich country, we don't have huge salaries, and in general, yes, you don't need to expect that as an employee here you really can make a lot of money. And the third thing, that you actually need to be a professional, so you must be an educated person, you must be professional in your part of the work, and so you can work in Ukraine. So if you are fine with these conditions, with these points, so these are the options which you can have. First, let's start if you are native English speaker, which kind of job you can have. Many people ask me about job as an English teacher in Ukraine. And I can say that yes, it can be for sure, especially in Kiev, and actually not only in Kiev, so many language clubs, they love to hire a native speaker person, an English native speaker or any other language native speaker, especially if you are from France or you are from Spanish speaking countries, so this is a pretty popular languages. So you can have really some good proposals from Ukrainian clubs. But first you need to understand that you need to have a clear accent. So if we are talking about English, you must be from US, Britain, Australia, New Zealand maybe, but not from Europe, for example, not from Middle East, not from India, not from those countries. You must be exactly from the countries who are speaking English, and your accent should be very clear so that people can understand you and learn from you actually. If we are talking about other languages, it's actually the same. So this point you understand. But again, remember that you will not have a big salary, but the clubs can somehow arrange your accommodation, maybe, but the salary will not be good. So anyway, you need to take this more like to entertainment or some other part, like volunteering kind of job, which will have a little bit financial benefits, but not like real job to earn money. If you are English speaking person and you really want to earn money in Ukraine, we have certain kind of jobs which are targeting foreign markets. So they don't require from you to speak English. The manager who will hire you, most likely he speaks English as well. And they don't require from you to speak Ukrainian or Russian language, because you need to work for other countries. So even if you don't know our language, it's fine, you still can find a work. Which kind of work it can be? It can be, for example, you can work in the logistic company as a dispatch for American drivers, truck drivers, or you can work in the company which is selling any kind of things like medical tourism or something like that, from so many countries to so many countries, and they put just call centers in Ukraine, and they hire people who know very different type of languages, not just English actually. So if you know additional language, any kind of other regional language, this is very big benefits for you. And also you can have a job, something like concierge service, so again you will work on a call center or in support for some app, for some technical things and so on. So something which is requiring where people put call center or back office in Ukraine, but you're actually working for foreign countries. You will have pretty good job as per Ukrainian standards, because usually they pay some commission and they are earning money from foreign countries. So it can be a good kind of salaries compared to other Ukrainian salaries, but still we will not make fortune here for sure. Another type of jobs, if you are professional. So if you're a high skilled professional and you want to come to Ukraine to work, really, I don't know what you can do here at all, because if you are very nice professional and you have very great experience, for sure in any other countries you will have better salary and you will find work much easily, because again in Ukraine we have language problem. So if you are high skilled professional, I really recommend you to think about business in Ukraine, because if you will start your company and you know that you are professional in some field, you can hire Ukrainians who will communicate with other Ukrainians correspondence, who will be your sales guys, your front office, and so on. And you will do your part of the job, and you can make really great income. So the income in Ukraine can be done in a very great way, but not as a salary. As an income, you can make really great business, and many businessmen, they are saying that Ukraine in the part of business is pretty free, so you can enter to any part of the market and you can be successful if you will build your marketing strategy in a successful way. Now also many guys ask me about laborers. So yes, I want to be a laborer in Ukraine. I will accept any job if you will just provide me accommodation and food. I'm fine to work as a driver, as a trash collector, or laundry supervisor, or whatever. No guys, this is not the thing which can exist in Ukraine at all, and I guess even all the Europe. They don't have this idea of laborers. This is rich countries which have very, very rich citizens, and the citizens for sure will not go to work as some construction guys, or they will not go to work as a cashier in supermarket, so they are welcoming foreigners. But in Ukraine, we have all type of people. We have people who are ready to collect the trash, who are stupid, who don't have any education, and they don't want to work or something like that. They accept very low paid jobs, and they can work exactly, we can say, like laborers. We can Ukrainians who middle class, and we have Ukrainians who are top managers. So we have all kind of people can work in Ukraine, and they can accept salary. And by the way, the minimal salary in Ukraine is $160. And with this $160, you will not have accommodation and you will not have food. Actually, this all you need to arrange by yourself. So with all of that, which kind of advantage you have compared to Ukrainian person? You know, Ukrainian citizen, at least he speaks language, he have where to live, he has maybe his family here. And like, if you will come as a driver, like I said, I want to come to Ukraine to be a driver, please, drivers, this is not the level of Ukrainians at all. Many Ukrainians don't have car, and those who has car, they can drive by themselves, they don't need drivers. So I really do not suggest you to go into all of that scam. The people who tell you, I will arrange you a labor job, or I will bring you to Ukraine. Even if you will be able to come to Ukraine with any kind of visa, you will not survive here as a laborer. Believe me, we don't have this kind of people here at all. And it's not just out of nothing, it's just because they cannot survive. And by the way, recently Immigration Department, they become very active. They really deport people in buses, in bulk. They catching people everywhere, and this information now become very, very like widespread. You can read it in so many groups and so on. So really don't spend your money on some agents who will promise you anything. And my company, by the way, also we welcome people who want to make business in Ukraine, and this is what I'm always talking about. We can arrange your work permit and everything else, but if you are targeting just to enter Ukraine by anyhow, we cannot help you with that, and we don't want to promise you that you will get visa or something like that, because that's not so easy, it's costly, and your target should be really you want to make business in Ukraine. Otherwise, you will waste huge amount of money and you will get deported from Ukraine at the end. So guys, I guess this video was helpful for you somehow. You get some idea. We have jobs for English speaking people. If you are professional, better to make business in Ukraine, and if you are looking for a labor job, better don't waste your time and money. Don't look for Ukraine, look for more rich countries who don't want to work on the lower levels. And that's all. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Bye bye.